Welcome back to ACL's coverage of the Oceanic Open Ladder. My name is Jake Asterix, Aussie Penko. Now joining me on the magical desk is Nathan Mendrix-Mendez. Thank you for waving. Very appropriate. And welcome back, Nathan. But after that game you just missed, it was so close. We had Legacy. What am I doing? Krispy Kreme crew versus Team Passionfruit. And Team Passionfruit showed such a huge early game presence. But in the end, Krispy Kreme crew, with their experience, came through and took it out.
Yeah, very well done by Krispy Kreme crew in that situation. They did play very well from behind. Coming back made a big difference. Jim Hammerdale just doing so well with his...
And that's what he always does with his top laners. We said this before. We had a bit of a brainstorm here today, and we said, Jim Hammerdale, who's he going to play? Maokai. Who else is he going to play?
Jax with Smite.
Maokai. It doesn't matter who it is. Jax with Smite, Maokai. He plays someone who's very close to the meta, or he just plays someone, out of his right hand.
Yeah. You know what? He's a man of many talents.
Yes.
His Maokai is amazing. So
man of many talents. He's played 3 different champions. I call it man of 3 talents. But we never know. We could be seeing something like a Gnar up top from Jim Hammerdale. I think he has played that once or twice before. As we're just waiting on a couple of players to get ready. But once we do, we're going to move into the second game, see if Team Passionfruit can even out the score. Of course, it is a best of 3. It's not over yet for Team Passionfruit. Krispy Kreme crew experienced, but they do make mistakes.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the matter of the case. They are still human on the side of Krispy Kreme crew. They may be up ahead. They do have the morale advantage in that regard. Now that they are ahead, they can say, well, yes, we're ahead now. Hopefully they're feeling a bit beaten down. We can definitely come through for this game and come out on top. The other thing that you need to look at as well is that with being the best of 3, Team Passionfruit did start off really strongly. It could happen to go the other way for them. So they could get through, get the advantage, keep the advantage, and win. Yeah,
and advantages they're pretty good, Mendrix. They're pretty good. God, I'm just falling off the charts.
Everyone just loves advantages.
I wonder why. I want to come back to the champion pool of Krispy Kreme crew because they've pulled out something that you don't normally see. We saw someone destroy the mid lane, and of course that Xiaomane didn't have much of a chance being Fizz into a Kassadin. As we move into champions like Psycha's Kassadin, absolutely trumped that Fizz.
Oh, definitely. A big help that was for Kassadin in that lane was around that when they were taking the tower, he managed to pick up a triple kill when they were going through when the first mid tower fell. That was a huge boost for him. Once he got that triple kill, he had gotten going. He had basically managed to skip his power trough, which essentially is normally that either that Archangels or the Tears, or he's trying to go for the Rod of Angels, one of those two. He manages to push on through straight away, and then he's really big at that point. To Xiaomane's credit, he did manage to land a few good pot shots onto Kassadin early. Fizz is capable of doing that. It's all about, one of the big things that Kassadin has is he's able to flash away. Well, if you've got Chum the Waters on you, you're going to get stopped. You're not going to get very far.
And definitely Nunu, Rise, Rek'Sai, the bands coming through for Krispy Kreme crew. Of course, they're on the blue side, and Team Passionfruit on the red side this time. See if it makes much of a difference. Vladimir, Nidalee, and Maokai getting banned by Team Passionfruit. Vladimir has not had an inch in any of these games. No one likes him at the moment.
He's still a very strong champion in his own right. One of the big things, though, he doesn't bring anything but damage amplification to the team fight. He gets in there, he will drop his Himmer Plague. Everyone takes more damage. Sure, he himself is also throwing his own damage out there, but then you've got other champions like Hecarim, who brings all this disruption to a whole team fight. You've got Maokai, who's also bringing the disruption and can negate that damage amplification just to say if they were versing each other. All these other top laners that are really popular at the moment have something that really brings that tanky feel and really stops the other team from doing what they want. Vladimir, sure, he's going to pop his Himmer Plague. There's going to be a little bit of zoning out, but at the end of the day, they get to do what they want.
And Vladimir, obviously not going to be played in this game. Unfortunately, I want to see some of those crazy mechanics coming through. Hecarim gets picked by Honoka and probably going to see him in the top lane. Jim Hammerdale picks up the Alistair again for Blind Turkey. Xiaomane last time, tanky bottom lanes with the Nautilus, but it didn't work out too well for him.
Nautilus is a very strong pick at the moment. Like you said, it did end up working out for him. Probably just fantastic positioning by Krispy Kreme to make sure they really couldn't get hooked away by Nautilus or really to take too much damage from the Rend that was on the side of Kalista. You know what, though? Team Passionfruit have already picked up Kalista again. Maybe they're going to try and see, well, you know what? Maybe second time's a charm here.
Bill, looking for that Sejuani again. The glacial prisons, you could say, are what maybe changed the face of the game. Psyker getting case ball, that Tristana once again. It's just going to be a bad story if exactly the same thing happens. So far, team composition the exact same as last game.
By looks of things, that's what they're going for. If it's not broken, why fix it? Krispy Kreme crew saw that these champions work for them well this time. They'll work well again. And on top of all that, then there's also the fact that, oh man, we have to verse these champions again. It's going to be very frustrating for Team Passionfruit.
And so far, I guess you can say Team Passionfruit are doing the same thing. Gragas and Nautilus. Are we going to see the exact same thing again? Rainy on the Callista, obviously, but Nautilus support by Xiaomain. Maybe they just want to do it again and say, look, it wasn't the team comp. We made mistakes. We're going to bring it back. We're going to show you this team comp rocks. And it looks like they might be doing that. They lock in Gragas. Gragas on Coterie again.
Absolutely. This is really their opportunity to show they say, look, we just made some mistakes. This time, especially if they do win on with the same champions that they just lost to, that's also going to affect Krispy Kreme's morale. They're like, we just beat these guys on the same champions. How are we losing to them now? And in this case, it sort of helps out again. There's mind games these two teams are playing with each other.
Oh.
Nautilus has been locked in again by Rainy, which means it's very going to go down to his bottom partner there. And we're looking at a Twisted Fate and a Rumble. Very interesting picks.
Probably
That's
not, though.
definitely going to be the changes if they were to go through. Oh, there's Cassidy.
And we see Psyker looking for the Cassidon again. If we see a Fizz coming through in the mid lane, I'll be very surprised from Xiaomain as the last pick. Blind Turkey hovering over that Rumble. A really safe pick for the team, and he's the champion I absolutely love because he's never boring. He's never boring to watch. His ultimate can constitute a team fight, whether it goes well or whether it just makes the Rumble look stupid.
It is one of the hardest ults in the game to actually use as well. I believe looking at some of the pro scenes out there, you know, in the Korean and China League, they make those things. It's amazing how far you can really push that, the length of that ultimate. I've seen a Rumble land an ultimate from blue buff all the way in the mid lane. It is insane to see what these players can do at this level with Rumble.
It's yeah, it's pretty overpowered that you can do that. We're looking at what they can counter the Ziggs with. What's the best pick here? What gets rid of that Ziggs before he gets big?
You kind of look at, well, what's got kill pressure? That's the big thing that really hits Ziggs. So you can look to things like LeBlanc, more like Zed, something that has a really... Syndra is a fantastic pick. Looks like he might not go for it. He's going back to the Twisted Fate. But things that can really kill Ziggs before he can lets him farm. However, you can always fall back to Orianna. She is one of the most balanced mages in the game, and she is just as strong as Ziggs if they both have the same amount of farm. Haven't
seen Xiaomain on the Orianna just yet. Looks like that might be the final pick, and that's going to finish off the team composition there. Huge, heavy engage coming through. Honoka, I should have said last game, Jim Hammerdale was the Hecarim. Got that one a bit messed up, but now Honoka has picked up the Hecarim. Rumble in the top lane, Jim Hammerdale going on the... What? My question is why? My question is why are we seeing Jim Hammerdale on Rumble? I thought he liked Maokai. It just questions me every time why he keeps changing our thoughts.
Well, by looks of things, they already have a very impressive front line with the likes of Sejuani and Alistair already. So, I mean, do you really want to keep on adding more and more front line to that?
Probably
or do you
not.
perhaps want to add some more damage into something with zoning potential? Hey, Rumble's a great pick.
Rumble is one of my favorite picks in the top lane right now. He goes against everything you believe in AP carries, or shouldn't even call him an AP carry. He goes against everything you believe in Rumble. He's strong. He's never been irrelevant.
No, he's picked everywhere throughout the entire leagues. There's somewhere like whether it be Dyrus, Huni. I can list off players that have all played Rumble in the top lane. And this is one of those effective laners that just, he's the lane bully, he's strong in lane, but guess what? He's got a great team fight to boot. And that's all dictated by whether that ult lands, yes or no.
You know that champion that you love but you just can't play?
Yeah, it's Rumble.
Rumble. Everyone wishes they could play an amazing Rumble, but it takes years of training. Monks come in, they try and get your Rumble mechanics up, but it doesn't always work. They have to go home, and if your Rumble mechanics are good, they're good. Let's see if Jim Hammerdale can impress us. We move back to the team composition now. K-Spell on his signature dish.
His signature dish, yes.
Not again, is what they're saying. They're saying not again, K-Spell.
Oh, please, K-Spell. Not the Tristana, not once more. He did an amazing job in that game. He was jumping in and out.
Damage.
Very aggressive.
Yeah.
He did not fear using his rocket jump to get into the team fight. Sometimes that kind of costed him a bit.
It backfires when you have a Nautilus who's strictly onto Tristana, but the Nautilus, I don't think he really had that much priority targeting towards Case Ball.
More in that case, there's a lot of things he had to worry about with the Fizz. I think Fizz was the big thing on his mind. He figured, okay, if Fizz gets onto my back line, if he gets onto Callista, she's gonna die.
Oh yeah,
and he just wasn't too worried about what was happening with Tristana. And to be fair, it's kind of hard to get onto her. She has a scaling range as the game goes on and on. It's really hard for Nautilus to actually get ahead or get a chance to hook her if she's always out of range. And then on top of that, you have this immediate threat looming over with Chum the Waters.
And Tristana's still so relevant to this to the game these days. Ziggs and Oriana in the middle we talked about. It's probably going to be a very passive lane, all to do with farming, and first item probably going to be Athene's Unholy Grail for both of them, unless someone opts for a Marilla Nomicon. Something I want to focus on is Bill and Cottery once again. The Sejuani, the Gragas, such big potential for ganking in the mid lane. Last game, both of them tried to make an impact. Cottery more early game than mid game. Bill more mid game than early game. Think it's going to happen again?
Most likely. Whenever you've got those particular champions in the jungle, there's just going to be fights happening in the mid lane. The other difference, though, is that now you've got these two assassins versus two farming champions.
Different mid laners.
They might back away off this one. They might figure, well, let's just let these guys duke it out between each other, let the poke fest begin. The moment they see someone gets a good amount of pokes on in a shorter period of time, you can see that jungle making their way straight away for a tower dive. But in those situations, no one's really going to try to go all in each other. They're going to sit there and wait for just basically a poke to happen.
Poking's all they're going to do.
That's all they're going to do. Oh, well, they might throw a CS around the side here, and there might be a shock.
You're not Syndra. You're not Syndra, unfortunately.
And a rocket happening. That's about it, really.
Unfortunately, we're not Syndra this game, but one day, maybe. The Hecarim again, picking up the teleport and the ignite. We don't see a Smite coming through. Smite has been taken off the reservation for the time being. Unfortunately, I did like seeing the Cinder Hulk Hecarim top with the Rampage doing 200% damage to every single minion. Wave clearing, doing more damage to the enemy champions. And I still think it's overpowered, but what would I know?
Well, it's okay in its own right, and it all comes down to who you're versing. If you're versing someone who you think's going to sit there very safely, he's not going to worry too much about his own jungler's jungle.
Yeah, definitely.
Then you know what? He can probably pick up that Smite, and he can just roll over whoever he's going through, because he's going to go through, he's not going to just take the top farm, he's also going to take your jungler's farm. So not only is your jungler weaker, but now he's stronger with all that extra income he's picking up. But in these games, where it's such a high level, they're not going to let that happen. The moment that Hecarim's disappeared from the map, someone's going to know. And on top of all that, the junglers are on point. You're not really going to get a buff out of a jungler. Because they're going to say, hey, the buff's up. I'm either giving this to my mid laner or I'm taking it right now. Yeah,
probably don't give it to your top laner, but you never know. Rumble might love a juicy blue buff. If we look at the Rumble, of course, on the blue side.
Cooldown reduction. Cooldown reduction is good for everyone.
For everyone. That's exactly right. As I look at the game now, and as I can tell you one thing about this game that's going to interest me, it's going to be the fact that we see two passive mid laners who scale into the mid to late game stage, who can dictate team fights, and who can dictate how much burst damage goes onto a carry.
Oh yeah, there's going to be a lot of zoning happening there. And basically, we have some few issues. That damn chat is really making it a bit hard for us at the moment.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. It's hard for us to grow up, isn't it? We move straight into the game, and Blind Turkey Bill gonna get zoned out here. They're looking for the early game pressure. Don't think the body slam has been picked up just yet by the Gragas. And Blind Turkey hasn't picked up anything just yet either. Looking for an early engage is what I'm expecting from Cottery. They did this last game. I think they got a pick early. And that is a beautiful skin.
That is such an amazing skin. I love the look of the bombs that Arcanist Ziggs has. And he's like a mini Gandalf, even though that was supposed to go towards, I'd say, Vega. You just don't see him these days.
Oh, and there we go again. Just moving to the interface. There goes my tongue as well. We get rid of the chat. We get rid of the focus point of the game. But just doesn't want to leave us alone.
It just doesn't want to leave us alone. That damn chat just keeps on popping up. We click yes and
something
no,
about Maple Story.
Yeah, Maple Story.
I think they're on the wrong game.
There we go.
They're definitely on the wrong game. Bill trying to zone off this Gragas here. Why Maple Story?
I don't know why Maple Story. You brought it up.
I did. That's what he said. That's exactly what he said. Crazy stuff already going on in this game. Cottery gonna get his first gromp. Went for the body slam first, but didn't look too interested in engaging just yet. The Alistair is probably going to be an annoyance. Go for the Hecarim, and we've seen this before. Look at this. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. He slows down the Hecarim. He annoys him. He's going to share the experience, take level 2 away. Blind Turkey, is he going to get out, though? That's my
Looks
question.
like he has been caught. Xiao Main's going in.
And Xiao Main, on the other hand, is there as well. Gets the passive on Blind Turkey. Cottery not going to chase that one. Simultaneously, they both back off and waste a bit of time.
Yeah, just a bit of time there on both sides. Hecarim does look like he's picked up his level 2 there, so basically Blind Turkey has gone in, but he hasn't really done much.
Hasn't done enough, I would say, for the time being. Blind Turkey, really good roam, but has actually made himself a little bit squishy. He got a 2v2 down bot where both of them are going to be level 2 very soon, and damage just going to come out.
And there's a poking we were talking about in the mid lane as we swap back to the bottom lane to see what's... Oh, no, we're back to the mid lane.
My question to you is, why hasn't Xiao Main gotten Dissonance instead of Protect?
She probably felt that she had a bit more. As the Flash is in.
Flash from both carries, and Cottery's here as well. There's the Ignite. Sorry, Ziggs, it's your turn to go, big fella. And there's First Blood straight to Oriana.
Oof, wow, that was very well done there. Both of them extremely aggressive out of there, but they come on top. But Xiao Main's on to K-Spoil.
K-Spoil got some spears in his back. It's going to be a thorny behind as he walks away from this one. Blind Turkey taking a rend clip as well. Just trading off, though. Nothing going to happen. No, nothing going to happen.
There's a few extra auto attacks coming in by Rainy. They just add a little bit of insult to injury.
That hurts.
Honoka's also doing a lot of damage, or just is also taking a lot of damage by Jim Hamberdale.
Hamberdale.
And there's a lot of fighting happening around the map.
The rend early is what I love to look at. When you get a couple of spears in you, when you get rendered, the damage is so big. All you need is 3 spears, and that's half your health. So if they can time it well, they're going to do very nicely. Jim Hamberdale getting collapsed on by Cottery. Honoka doing enough damage at this stage. The Flash is going to come out. Going to be a bit of a waste with a body slam auto attack. Cottery picks up the kill on Jim Hamberdale, and his ham ain't going to be that solid.
Yeah, Rumble's being very aggressive there. Very well done by Cottery to come in and make sure he could actually help out Honoka there. And with that Ignite in hand as well, that gives him a lot of lane pressure as well. You have to watch out what happens there. He may have had him low, but that Ignite does so much early damage. And from there, Hecarim takes an early lead.
Hecarim is a menace. You can't let your Hecarim have a lead. Blind Turkey using the Pulverized Headbutt Flash combination. There's the Dredge line to get him out, but Ziggs has roamed quite early in this game. Nautilus knows he's not going to get out of this. K-Spoil picks up the first kill down bot.
Very well done there by Blind Turkey. He knew he had the Ziggs coming in support. If they managed to lock down even both Xiao Main or Rainy, ooh, there's been a pause that comes up.
Oh, don't get too excited. Ooh, a pause coming through. Unfortunately, we're going to go to a quick pause, but we will be back with it quite shortly. K-Spoil already picking up his first kill of the game. I hear music in the back. I'm getting excited.
Me too. I think there's a bit of a hype train being built up from there as we go into this completely map. There are now 2 up on the side. Well, actually, no, it's now 2-1, sorry.
It's 2-1, and the Hecarim has already gotten an assist. Cottery, with his Gragas, has picked up his first kill of the game, and K-Spoil has got his first kill. That's a more scaring matter. Don't let K-Spoil get ahead. You know what happens.
Oh, yeah, he's going to rocket jump into your face. That's what's going to happen.
Oh, that's very specific. That's something I would say. K-Spoil, Tristana, Infinity Edge. That's all I have to say. Last game played so monstrously in that bottom lane. It wasn't even the fact that his laning phase was amazing. It was more the fact that when he came into the team fights, he knew exactly who to target. He knew how to kite around that Gragas explosive cast, his ultimate. Didn't have to say much. K-Spoil running around the team fights. Chances are it might happen again.
Yeah, he played an excellent game there. His positioning was pretty much flawless for the majority of the match. A few times he was a bit over eager to really get into the game.
That's what a Tristana does.
That's what Tristanas
Gets the resets with the rocket jump. You got to remember that rocket jump has pure AP scaling, as I remember, unless I haven't played Tristana in a long time. The pure AP scaling actually does quite a lot of damage if you land fresh on someone's character portrait, you know? Well, not their portrait, you know what I mean.
Onto their character.
Onto their character. That'd be like, woo, go out the side of the character portrait. Nautilus was a good disengager, but not good enough to make sure that the Kalista we see from Team Passionfruit doesn't get fed as she wants.
Exactly. Well, it's just going to be a lot of denying across the board between the teams.
Oh, yeah.
And the pause has come off, so
Magic.
More action coming in.
Oh, yes, and we're gearing you up for this one. It's already one way towards Krispy Kreme crew. If they get this, they move towards the grand final for this week. And both teams fighting so hard to get even more pro than they have become already.
Yeah, and whoa, Psyker is going down.
Bit of outplay there, ladies and gentlemen. We see the Orianna just dodging that Ziggs bouncing bomb. Probably not that one, but Orianna doing a lot of damage. If Ziggs sticks around, may die here.
Yeah, he does have support from Sejuani. She's sort of come in from the back. Alistair seems to be making his way up too. She might be 3-man.
Oh my god, the Alistair roam blind turkey doing what he does best. And there he is looking for the pulverized headbutt combo. He is not in range, but there it is. There's the pulverize. The bouncing bomb comes through as well. Bill's in there as well. Starts spinning his flail in the air. The bouncing bomb goes through, and the W from Ziggs. The slow is trying to get something here. Cottery's looking for this last hit. The W doing so much. The burn as well. Jim Hamberdale has come in now as well, turning their attention to Cottery, who's taking so much damage. And the Alistair's there helping as well. It's a 1-for-1 trade, and both teams really reciprocated the death.
Yeah, Blind Turkey doing an amazing job coming on through. They're equally well done job by Xiaoman to try and escape from his grasp in that situation. The fight had started. If Hecarim, Honaka had followed down on through in that situation, it might have been a different story. But there's a great hook by Xiaoman.
Oh, the 1v1 support from Bill, and he can't do anything. He's going to back off, but I saw supportless. I saw some hope in his eyes. Doesn't follow through with that one.
He really wanted the kill there, but he realized, oh wait, Sejuani is extremely tanky. She has only got her Trailblazer at the moment, so she's not exactly going to be getting her Cinderhulk anytime soon. But when you're going up against a full health Nautilus in the early game, it's not too much that you should probably going to back off.
And when you're going up against a Gragas, on the other hand, Bammy's Cinder, the jungle item already built, his pressure in this top lane, Jim Hamberdale getting bullied out here. There's the equalizer to come through with the ult. Connery's just going to back out of this one, really giving him a bit of time, but now it's gone. Not going to stick around for that long, and Jim Hamberdale just going to get cleaved and rampage. Hanoka gets his first kill of the game.
Yeah, Hanoka did a fantastic job there. He really used his dash to make sure he pushed him back on out, and then it was an easy follow-up by Cotteray. All he needed to do was keep him in the lane. The moment he dropped his equalizer, hey, let's move away. He's caught out already. We don't need to sit here and try to fight through it. And he falls, and another kill or not a kill, the first kill for Hanoka.
And that equalizer going down is going to make so much for Rumble. Of course, his equalizer doesn't have that much of a cooldown, but it's going to be enough so that Hecarim knows he can rampage and trot over this Rumble. CS advantage already developing up there as we move to another pause. 13 CS advantage. We move to a bottom lane where Kallista's actually 10 CS ahead. The CS is developing for both sides exactly like last game. Problem is, it doesn't maintain. In the end, Krispy Kreme crew, or should I say in the end of last game, Krispy Kreme crew developed that lead, knew where they were going wrong, and absolutely maintained a CS advantage.
There seems to be a case of deja vu happening in this game at the moment. Very well done there. KKC do have the chance to really come out, and they don't have the same sort of disadvantage that they had in the last game.
But they're still not an early game team as themselves. Krispy Kreme crew, they work really well in this mid-game stage. Do you think they're behind and then they take advantage of all these little mistakes? This is what Team Passionfruit were good at, except not as well as Krispy Kreme crew, which means they're getting trumped. Their early game, though, from Team Passionfruit is outstanding. Yeah,
Team Passionfruit doing an amazing job. They're really making sure they're taking advantage of the fact that Rumble's a lane bully. Yeah. He's going to push up. Let's make sure we hit him there. Meanwhile, we have a Gragas. He's doing great for lane ganks at the moment. He's really making stuff happen. And if something doesn't happen, he actually manages to stop it from happening.
So much damage early. His Drunken Rage, his W, does so much latent damage. All you have to do is build the Cinderhulk and suddenly, max your W. I like to max W with Gragas. People max the Q, the barrel for the slow. I think that's wrong. Aren't you going to ask why?
Well, one of the big things about the W is, again, it is more higher base damage.
Oh, it is.
And on top of that, it also gives you more sustain in the jungle. Yeah. So it's definitely the easier pick to take. And it's probably the more correct pick as well because it keeps you safe in the jungle. You don't want to be low because you're doing more damage with your barrel roll. And then next thing you know,
slows
out of the
as well.
blue,
It slows, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does slow as well. So it's a lot of things that you can do with that. The barrel rolls really all comes down to, what do I want to do? I want to make plays happen.
And up top, he's making plays happen, so
exactly.
Can't complain there. It looks like the explosive casket, sorry, not the explosive casket, the barrel's doing quite nice. He's done a barrel roll, he's done it well, and down bottom, remember how Blind Turkey roamed? It's actually hasn't made a difference as the Nautilus try to do the same thing into the mid lane. He's level 4.
Yeah, it's going to... And Honoka uses his Onslaught of Shadows.
Oh, the explosive cast sends a rumble flying at both directions, and there's the barrel to zone off, looking for the damage. He doesn't even use it. He uses the slow of the barrel. The Hecarim's got 2 kills.
They are just bullying this Rumble out now. They're trying to make sure that he is down, so he's mid-game when it comes to those dragon fights, those all-important dragon fights, where if he does land a fantastic equalizer, it's really going to affect the pace of that particular game and the team fight. They're just putting him down. Onslaught of Shadows was perfect. Then you had the explosive cast, pushed him away from the tower. There was nothing he could really do in that case, except maybe hope to ward a bit better. Another pause. I guess there's a lot of ooze happening right now.
A lot of ooze happening, definitely. Nothing to hope to do right now except maybe have a pause, have a breather. Teams are going to recalibrate what's going on here and work out their differences, of course. I make it sound like it's a peace rally.
Yeah, well, one of the big things is Jim Hammerdale really needs to, okay, I need to slow this game down now. I'm clearly being camped. They're probably going to continue to target him throughout the rest of the game. The next thing he needs to do is, well, look, I'm going to get some wards out. I'm going to make sure this Gragas can't get me. And I'm going to try and see if I can slow down the pushing of these waves, try to keep it closer towards my tower. That's the big thing he needs to do. As for on the side of Team Passionfruit, well, why, if it's working, why fix it? Continue to pressure that Rumble. Yeah. Make him fall under the pressure. If you get a big Hecarim, you've got a really big frontline initiate for the rest of the game.
And I mean, he's already built the Phage. He's moving towards that Trinity Force. Don't think he'll go Black Cleaver first item. Trinity Force still such a huge power spike for Hecarim. Why negate that at this stage? So Hecarim first item, Trinity Force getting very, very close. When we do look at the gold advantage, when we come back into the game, we'll probably see that Hecarim's pretty close to finishing that.
Yeah, and once he does have that, it's going to be a really, really big power spike purely because of that sheen damage as well. And it's going to be a massive problem for Kalista. Well, not this time. It was a massive problem for Kalista last game. This time, it's going to be on K-Spell's back. He's going to have to worry about that pony going right at him.
And he had so much comfort throughout the team fights. If the Hecarim can just charge through, and this time Jim Hammerdale not on the Hecarim, K-Spell had so much security with his team. That's why he could do so much. With not that much security already developing, might not be a big cheese.
Exactly, and that's one of the big things you need to worry about. Because, sure, he's got that range, but the big thing was that no one could really get to him. I mean, you had the Death Charge that could have been thrown out by Nautilus, but he was too concerned with the Fizz. This time around, well, I can get to you, and no one can stop me in the process of doing that. You better watch out.
Yeah, we move back into the game now. CS advantage developing by Kalista. 10 CS ahead, Ziggs 6 CS ahead. The Sejuani about 2 camps ahead, 6 CS ahead there as well. And the Hecarim, of course, naturally with all the pressure up top, 20 CS ahead. We look at the gold difference now, and actually I was wrong. Hecarim only got 47 gold. Spend it on the Mercury trades.
Well, again, with movement speed, that scales with Hecarim as well. So it's definitely a good pickup. He gets a bit of magic resistance, gets a bit of tenacity. They're moving for the dragon now. Kalista's already on it.
Really nicely, well prepared. This is what they did last time, though, so you can't get your hopes up just yet. But there's the smite, there's the rend as well. Bill comes in, flashes out as a result, and they're going to take that.
Yeah, and then you got to teleport instantly from Hecarim, using that teleport not to start fights or to really come into a fight. But hey, no, I'm going to use it to lane sustain this time. But Psyker's getting caught out.
Oh, the explosive cast forces a flash from Psyker, and both sides using one there. Hecarim hasn't come in just yet. Remember, he doesn't have his teleport. Xiaomane uses the shockwave on himself. Psyker takes him out. Quick sticks there. Connery doesn't have enough mana to help out there, and looks like Nautilus going to flash over. Just going to take the one this time.
Krispy Kreme Crew 2 using the advantage. They knew the teleport was down from Hecarim. They already taken the dragon. There was not much that happened. Well, no, I can kill your team. That's what's going to happen. Rumble took the advantage of having that teleport, and they managed to convert something.
It was the explosive cask as well. They knew that explosive cask was down, the ability to zone out their team, and Bill knows that with the Glacial Prison, we win.
Exactly, and they definitely took that advantage and they ran with it. But now Hecarim's pushed up that tower all the way. They may be trading that mid turret there, but will they trade the top turret for it as well? Because Hecarim has had a bit of free reign there, and he's auto-attacking it as hard as he can.
He's doing a lot of damage. Jim Hammerdale doesn't have the equalizer just yet. Going to push that Hecarim out, pick up the big minion, and definitely worth.
So it is a very good trade now on the side of Krispy Kreme Crew picking up that bottom tower, and Jim Hammerdale hasn't got a chance now to get the top one.
Jim Hammerdale still being pressured up top. There's his problem. And how's he going to deal with this?
he just really needs to sit back. He's got a little bit of support now from Bills there. They've found that he's standing on a wall though, but Quattro's already made his way back up here. They smell, hey, you know what, he's here. Let's just wait for him to back away and we'll get Jimbo Hammerdale one more time.
And of course, Bill is sitting up here. The Hecarim waiting for something. Both junglers sitting topside. I am expecting Bill to use an explosive cast, something to come through. We're waiting for something.
We're waiting. It's like waiting for a turkey. But speaking of turkey, Blind Turkey has found Orianna. Sedge is making his way down as well, but nothing's going to happen. And this is the opportunity Kotori was looking for. There's
no ward coverage there. An explosive cast forcing a flash, so nothing's going to happen up top.
And Bill goes in onto Kotori.
Kotori is now a 1v1 between the two tank junglers. Of course, the explosive cast has already been used, so that's out of the question. Jim Hammerdale has overheated. Not going to really expect anything up top except brutally punishing each other.
Pretty much. They're just hitting each other from side to side at the moment. Jim Hammerdale did a really good job to flash away from that explosive cast, but then when you're trading ultimates for flash, that ultimate of Gragas will be up very soon again. And the damage Jim Hammerdale has is still very, very competitive with Honoka, and he's hanging around there, Kotori.
The turret is almost dead. There's an opportunity up top. We got to keep an eye on up there as Kotori takes a bit of damage there. Bill probably paused that for situational advantage, and strategically it is a good move, but for us it unfortunately leaves us hanging.
Yeah, it does leave us hanging at the moment.
A little bit.
Maybe it was a pause for situational positioning. It could be just, you know, someone's disconnected. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt there.
Okay, well look, moving on from that, there's so much pressure up in this top lane and the latent power coming through from the Sejuani. Bill's using it very well, but Kotori, he knows he's up there. He knows his focus is going to be up there. He's sticking around.
Yeah, he definitely is going to be sticking around. And the big problem as well that's facing both Bills and Jim Hammerdale is the fact that, well, Hecarim has Ignite. He may be down the flash. He doesn't need the flash. He's got his ultimate to get that going. And if you guys try to fight each other head-to-head in that situation, 2v2, the problem is that, well, that Ignite ends up winning that team, ends up winning that particular skirmish for them.
And Hecarim with the Onslaught of Shadows as we move back in, not actually available at the moment. Kotori doing a lot of damage. Bill gets run over by Honoka and now looks for Jim Hammerdale. Psyker's probably got the ult, so he's looking to damage him there. The ult may be a bit prematurely placed.
Yeah, he's still chasing him at the moment. Those bouncing bobs are moving from side to side. Honoka is just dodging them left, right, and center, and then he's got the support from Xiao Mei.
Orianna's really good for that ability to get out. Just saying.
Yeah, definitely good. She's basically, if she goes through there, uses the command protect. He's got a shield. Blind Turkey's looking for Xiao Mei, but nothing's going to happen.
The engage is so huge from Blind Turkey. He wants something under this turret. I don't think he really cares at this stage. K-Spell's going to auto-attack this turret, get auto-attacked himself by Xiao Mei, and now it's on. There is the depth charge. There is the Fate's Call. Both ults used. K-Spell healed for so much then. The Rend is going to come out, not able to reach it. The Q and the Rend is brutal. Blind Turkey now has spears in his body. Double Rend coming through, or should I say double kill. Rainy proving that he is a fantastic Kalista player.
Krispy Kreme crew thought they had that in the bag. They said, okay, the tower will go down, it will explode, then you will pulverize and the team fight will begin and we shall win the skirmish. However, they didn't count on the fact that it was going to be a perfect reinitiate by Xiao Mei using his depth charge, followed through by Rainy to pull him back in again. He was locked down for so long while Rainy had the opportunity just to throw those spears into him. And then from that situation, that Rend, like you mentioned before, was huge. And they came through to double kill for Rainy. Things not looking good for Krispy Kreme crew.
And you know what's changed in this game? The fact that Krispy Kreme crew don't have a handle on this game just yet. The explosive cast was thrown there. Not sure why.
Just a bit prematurely by him there. He just figured that maybe something was going to happen. But maybe there was a bit of support there.
Bit of a waste of an ult, in my opinion.
I think he panicked. He thought there was someone else coming behind. That's why they were being so aggressive. And he decided to throw it out. Make sure, you know, better safe than sorry.
With extra ward coverage, I believe that could be avoided. Kotori gives his blue to Xiao Mei. A very valiant effort going to the Orianna, who already has the Athene's Unholy Grail. And it's not unholy, is it?
No, the Athene's Holy. No, I think it is Unholy.
Is it? Unholy? I always called it an Angel Grail, but the Angel Grail, of course, being picked up by both mid lane carries is what I said was going to happen.
Yeah, well, they both picked it up there. It's both fantastic items. It was recently buffed. That's why it's good. Honoka's going on to Jim Hammerdale, but
Knocks him back.
Gonna happen there.
But it gets you're right, it got a nice little buff. 30% mana received back when you get a kill, and 2% of the missing mana received. Not as big as it once was, but it's still such a great item for mid lane sustain.
Yeah, and that's why you probably see the return of these more sustainable mages like Ziggs, like Orianna, and a bit of a fall off down as the equalizer is down.
It does so much damage on the Hecarim. Horsey going to run out, though. Not this time, Mr. Rumble. And waste an ult. Hecarim's just going to go back at this stage, probably teleport back in and engage.
Yeah, and now he knows that that equalizer's down. They move straight for the Dragon. That's one of the biggest game changes for Krispy Kreme crew. When we got equalizer and there's a Dragon up, if that lands, it's big. It's down. We've got this Dragon.
Oh,
do they?
Steal by Bill. He flashes out explosive cast in. Nautilus brings it back into the fray. Honoka's there, helps run over him with Katorian. There's a kill for a Dragon, probably not worth as we move into this mid-game stage where they really need that first Dragon.
Yeah, with that coming through for them there, it's very good. Blind Turkey going through all the damages is big.
Blind Turkey actually steals that last Raptor with an auto attack as well. He's got a lot of damage being dealt against him. There's a depth charge, knocking him square into the air. Xiaomain, with good communication, picks up that kill, and they're going to pick up the mid turret as well.
Yeah, he figured, I can get this and get it out. I've got Psyche in support. Well, yeah, you do, but then on top of that, you have a CC machine known as Xiaomain. There's not much you could really do to get out. And then here goes Honoka.
Oh, the ult was so close there. Looking for something. K-Spell is getting damage done, but not as you would hope. The shockwave came through an inch too short.
There was a flash done there by Psyche, just getting out at the last second. And very well done by him to avoid all that damage, but flash has been blown. That Onslaught of Shadows will be up much sooner.
It doesn't have that long, much of a cooldown. I believe it would be about 100 seconds at this stage. We see 3 for 0 for 3. Hecarim, who's already got the home guard. He's looking to run over people, which he's done so in the past. Phage Sheen moving closer and closer towards that Trinity Force. We press the magical button and we see that he's got 741 gold. He's going to go back and he's going to take this Trinity Force right there.
And now with that, he has hit the power spike. He needs to really start making moves around the map. He still hasn't taken his top tower. That's probably what he's going to do first. Just get a few of the bookkeeping done. Let's get some gold back in our favor. Now that we've got that, that's what I'm really going to go around the map and become the force that is Hecarim that everyone knows and fears.
And with the Hecarim, that's huge. You've also got an Orianna that's following pretty close by. Looks like probably going to be building the Rabadons, I believe. That's pretty popular on the Orianna because you've got just so much... you've got so much sustain, you've got so much damage coming through Rabadons.
Well, on top of that, it also adds to the shield that she has on her, so it also acts as a double defensive item. And when you're ahead, it's just a fantastic item to build in that case. They haven't really built up the magic resistance yet to deal with it. When you're behind, it's when you go straight for avoid stuff because you need to deal with that magic pen. But hey, I'm ahead, I'm up, let's get that Rabadons going.
I was waiting for the equalizer up top here. Rumble looking pretty adventurous at the time being. Hecarim has a level advantage. Kotori is up here as well. I think Rumble's just seen that. Don't know where he's going. He's probably just escaping the horde of enemies coming his way. Yeah,
they definitely wanted to make a move there. I think Jim Hammerdale's had enough. He said, look, guys, this is getting ridiculous. Come help me. And they're like, we're on our way. And Team Passionfruit thought, okay, we should back out.
Meanwhile, we see a turret down the bottom. Kalista, not sure she's going to pick up this one, but Rainy, really nice positioning. Going to ensure something to happen down bottom. The turret is taken with little more than ease, and that was just a poor rotation coming from Krispy Kreme crew.
Yeah, she was just able to push up. Hey, a free tower. Thank you very much. Rainy's going to be more than happy to take that. Added the lead a little bit further to Team Passionfruit.
Oh.
And wow, that was a good headbutt.
That was a fantastic headbutt. Body slam gets Gragas out of there. Rainy doesn't actually get that ward in the end, and that was precision headbutting.
Yeah, it just pushed him straight into there, forcing a bit more out of them. Bill thought he could pick him up as well. They had him caught between that red buff camp area, but unfortunately for them, he was able to get out.
Orianna looking for a bit of farm. Has 152 in comparison to Ziggs. Moving down the block a little bit, we see that Kalista, 178 to 151. A slight disadvantage for the Tristana, who was looking oh so strong last game. The turret goes down in the top lane. The gold advantage just adds, and 4K gold lead is nothing to laugh at.
Yeah, it is definitely nothing to laugh at. And Tanaka and Jim are going down. Blind Turkey's here for support this time. There is another horde of enemies. I don't think you want to go that way, Xiaomain.
Definitely not. Chow Mine, not too sure what I think he was looking for something in the top lane. Going to back off this one and a rotation to the mid lane because we're probably going to see a team fight happen soon.
So they're pushing on through now. They're going to take advantage of the fact that that range for Tristana is starting to push up, and you have a lot of... Well, you do have a lot of siege with the Ziggs and with Tristana, but I think we also like this connect and the pause coming on through.
Of course, we're experiencing some technical difficulties there, as you just saw. Another pause coming through in the game, but just gives us more time to talk about how big Hecarim is at the moment, rampaging over people. It's something you can't help but talk about. He's got the Trinity Force. He's 3 for 0 for 3. Just looking down at the scores here, it's looking so nice for Team Passionfruit, as opposed to last game where they were looking good early, but just couldn't do anything about it. Look at Hecarim there, 3 for 0 for 3, 3 for 2 for 5 Gragas, 2 for 1 for 0 Orianna, who's looking forward to that Rabadons, definitely with the Shockwave. And all you have to do is command protect to the rampaging Hecarim, and as soon as he uses his Onslaught of Shadows, just use your Shockwave.
Yeah, Hecarim or the Speed Pony is such a fantastic ball delivery system for the Orianna. And once he gets in there, on top of that, they're all scattered as well. Well, you know what? He's going to scatter them, and then Orianna's going to rake them up. And then you've got everything you need for the Nautilus Ultimate to follow on through. You've got a really nice combination there that has like a sequence of events that could follow through. And
with all that disruption, Kalista, of course, I love talking about AD carries that just sit in the back line. They're the biggest problem to a team fight, in my opinion. You've got an AD carry that just sits there and has free will over any enemy. They're the one who's going to be doing your damage over time, your damage per second, if I call it that. Kalista has the double cloak of cloak daggers for the attack speed. Probably going to be moving to the Renans again.
Yeah, with the Runans or the not the Bloodthirst. She already picked up the Bloodthirst.
Get another one.
Or she can go straight for the Blade of the Ruined King. With those two lifesteal items, she's got a lot of sustain and a lot of attack damage. It's really good for them to go there because she just goes more and more attack speed. But again, we saw what happened when Tristana had her Trinity, had her Infinity Edge built up, and with that item, she did a lot of damage very quickly.
Remember when Bloodthirsters used to stack?
Bloodthirsters used to stack was quite the day.
So it was like,
do you remember when it used to build more attack damage and more lifesteal?
That's right. It was 30 attack damage, was it? No, 20 attack damage. And 15% lifesteal.
Yes.
So it went from 80 to 100 to 15 to 30% lifesteal.
Exactly. And all you had were Bloodthirsters and mid-game ADCs.
It made AD carries very boring. Now there's actually situational builds. So the fact that we've moved on from that about 10 patches ago, I think it was 10, 11.
It felt like a long time
Probably
ago.
about 2 years ago.
That was a really, really big change when it came through. I remember sitting there.
Back in my day.
It was a half an hour read when it popped up on the forums.
Because it didn't make sense to anyone. But now we see Bloodthirster being so situational to a Kalista. Her core item, purely because of the fact that she likes to attack people, as every champion does, but more so than often. Her Ren, of course, does it give back the lifesteal? I believe. I do believe
that's
so.
That's a good question. I don't think it does because it's an ability.
You need to know.
It's not an attack. It's not an auto attack, which is what lifesteal scales from. So it's hard to say.
But the Q, of course, does a lot of damage with the Bloodthirster. You could go Infinity Edge first, but you wouldn't have to sustain that Kalista lacks. Kalista, if she gets caught out, really no escape except for hopping back. That's all she has for herself. The Fate's call to bring your support in and go die for me. But that's all she has. So Bloodthirster, more sustain, more escape. Building it really nicely, of course. And as we move back into the game now, we see that Rainy has picked up the Berserker Greaves, hasn't got rid of the Doran's Blade yet, really likes to stick to tradition, and the Tristana picked up the Infinity Edge.
Yeah, and that's a really big power spike for her as well. Now, if anything crits, it's going to hurt. As you can see, that red buff is feeling the full power of K-Spoil at the moment.
He isn't doing as much damage at this time of the game as last game, so there is hope for Team Passionfruit to retain this lead. Krispy Kreme crew, of course, we've known, have come up from nothing, so they can be so far behind, capitalize on something, and there you go, they're back in the game. We see a gold disadvantage coming towards them at the moment, though, for the time being. Katori might be a bit out of position, but he's going to body slam over that wall, get himself out of there, and 4K in the lead are Team Passionfruit with 3-3 turrets, pretty even for the time being. How unfortunate. How unfortunate.
How unfortunate indeed. Bills has jumped onto Katori, but he will just body slam him.
Bill's coming in there looking for an opportunity. It is well watered though, so it looks like we might see a stack up of Team Passionfruit coming into the middle lane. Passionfruit do not lack the ability to position themselves, so let's see if they can retain that. The cowl, the Spectral's cowl, which is an item, not the ghost, actually spots them out. Chow Mein looking for some ward coverage, and I'll tell you what I like about this game so far. A lot of people are playing it safe. They know that one move could actually turn the game. As much as I don't like safe play, I think in this game it's very necessary.
Krispy Kreme crew and both Passionfruit are fantastic at picking out players when they see them there. Both of these teams definitely take advantage the moment someone does step out of place. And that's why Xiao Mein and Blind Turkey are just sitting there bopping each other away. And same with Blind Turkey bopping away Katori, that he wants to be able to get through and actually pick up those wards and remove some of it for him. He's just going to chill, unfortunately. Oh, but Bill jumps on Rainy.
Rainy has to force a flash from Bill. Probably didn't need it there because Katori was nearby. The Righteous Glory gets popped, and Chow Mein is taking so much damage. Not as tanky as we thought. Katori taking a lot of damage. There's the explosive cast. Don't know why he aimed it over there, actually. No one was over there. I think he panicked and gets taken out in the process. A 2-for-0 trade. Krispy Kreme crew going to get the Dragon as well. They're doing exactly what we're seeing.
And now that they've picked up the second Dragon as well, this is going to be a big advantage for them as well. Just clawing back away at that gold lead. Rumble was also going to try and be into that fight, maybe pick up a bit more extra kills there, but Hecarim was able to stop that teleport and stopped him from actually getting on through and doing a bit more damage.
I think Katori kind of ruined that team fight a little bit. His explosive cast was aimed absolutely nowhere. I don't know if he's trying to save his AD carry unnecessarily at that stage. Rainy was kind of already out of the fight. Just not sure where that was aimed, but a mistake that's going to cost him about a 2k gold lead.
Yeah, well, Passionfruit are still in the lead now. Yep. They've definitely managed to claw the way back again. They're just giving up now. They're just doing the normal bookkeeping, giving that blue buff to the Ziggs, going through just clearing everything out, getting the jungle nice and clear. There is a nice way of pushing towards Tristana now, and the longer this game goes, the harder it's going to get for Passionfruit.
Passionfruit need to capitalize on this now. It's a really good point. 2 dragons to 1 now. Krispy Kreme crew have that opening for the 3rd dragon, for that mobility, which they love so much. Katori's going to get this pink ward. He's going to attract some attention as well. They might look to Baron.
It's definitely an option available now that they've picked up that Scuttle Crab. They do have the position advantage, but there's just so much coming through from the other team. The moment they see them moving towards there, even without that ward coverage, they'll realize something is up. We need to get that. But there's a teleport happening now at the moment by Hecarim. He's going to try to pick up that Tristana.
Hecarim is running down very fast. Rocket jump, and I believe he just got ulted as well with the character portraits down there. Hecarim suddenly just went back. Not sure if he got ulted. Yes, he did, in fact. There's the ult down, but also the teleport down for Hecarim. He's going to have to rotate, get past all the members if he wants to get around to this Baron or at least get a pick.
The option for Baron is now there as Hecarim is down at the bottom. He's so mobile that he's going to get there very quickly. Blind Turkey's looking to engage, and it seems the Pig and the Horse have found each other.
And they definitely have. Blind Turkey in the middle comes in with the Pulverize. The Rampage comes through on Blind Turkey. Katori might want to save his ultimate here if he wants to do some damage, and Blind Turkey takes half his health, probably going to have to back off or use a couple of pots. I think we might see the Baron here. It's really hard to read at the moment what Team Passionfruit is sort of going for.
They're definitely looking to start some neutral objectives fights. They're probably trying to bake Krispy Kreme crew into something they don't want to do. And they found Blind Turkey.
Oh, he came a bit too far forward. The Rend with the Q. I don't think he has actually time to use it. Rainy gets ignited as well. The bouncing bulb misses there. But here comes Hecarim on the side, doing so much damage, even critically striking Bill. Jim Hammerdale picks out Rainy on the backline. A 1-for-1 trade with Jim Hammerdale forcing a flash. The Orianna and the Gragas want to go down with this one. Equalizer already being used. Can't do anything. Chow Mein gets taken as well. But K-Spell gets the resets. Gets his ultimate again. Or even the E, I don't even know what that was. So much damage. This turns back in Krispy Kreme's favor. K-Spell has his resets. He's got his E. He's got the damage. Explodes. Gets his resets again. Explodes again. The shutdown and the ace coming through from Krispy Kreme crew, all because Tristana was untapped.
K-Spell did an amazing job being the janitor in those team fights, going through, cleaning up everything and reset, reset, reset. Blind Turkey showing us why you need to have a buddy when you go for a deep ward and you're worried there. That could have been very bad for Krispy Kreme crew if it wasn't for K-Spell to come through and do all the cleaning up. Passionfruit had managed to pick up a good chunk of members, up to 4 in that fight, but K-Spell did a great job.
Bill was a really a big deciding factor in that fight. The fact that he frontlined all the damage coming through from Team Passionfruit was the reason that K-Spell could go through so easily. Having said that, though, he's just he's not really being focused at the moment.
He isn't really being focused at the moment, but that's because of his positioning. He's doing a great job making sure he's on the outskirts of the fight as they happen. To be fair, he wasn't in a position there to really help out in that fight as it occurred, because Blind Turkey was pretty much instantly caught out.
Fair enough.
And the damage put through. Psyker did a great job really doing a lot of damage and really sort of chunking away the damage of chunking away the HP of Team Passionfruit. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough at that point in time. It was enough when K-Spoil came back in.
Now we wait for the next dragon to see if something comes through for it with Krispy Kreme crew. Of course, Katori is going to look for something from Bill. Team Passionfruit have lost a bit of spunk.
They have lost a bit of spunk, and it seems to be deja vu again. Katori going in with that body slam.
He's looking for Bill, but they're both so tanky at the moment. I think he's a bit out of position. He gets popped back over the wall he just flashed over, and now there's the explosive cast, sends the rumble in his way, and that's another mistake that he's going to have to live with.
There was miscommunication there by Team Passionfruit. Katori wanted to go in and start something, but he didn't have the, I could say, the compliance with the rest of his team there. And from that situation, he was caught out. Krispy Kreme was like, no worries, we'll take this gifted kill, and now let's go through and we're going to start a siege on the mid lane.
They're probably going to get this mid lane turret as it comes up again. K-Spell looking for his opportunity to rocket jump, but they don't choose to get it. However, they go for this bottom turret instead. Bill with some deep warding ensures the positioning, and K-Spell's just going to knock this turret down so quickly.
Yeah, he's got so much damage now. He's picked up his Phantom Dancer and the Infinity Edge. And there's not much they can really do there. They're sort of trying to sort of help the fight, but they're just going to give up that turret. They don't want to let it fall. Now there's the question of the Dragon. That's up in the next 5 seconds. How will Team Passionfruit react?
Jim Hamberdale hasn't died in about 15 minutes. So the fact that he's still going strong is just a tribute to how he's played passive and sort of taken off this Hecarim. He's about almost 80 CS behind, still a massive amount, but the fact that now the Krispy Kreme crew are getting their 3rd dragon is just a testament to how Jim Hamberdale has played well.
Yeah, he's done a great job really slowing down the game and going, all right, I can't go out there and fight this Hecarim head-to-head anymore. Katori has been on me so much. I need to actually step it back and let my team do some work and be there to support them. He's done a fantastic job, and now he's going to be a really big boon to them in team fights. He's almost finished. He's managed to finish up that Riley Scepter. He's gone more tanky. Generally, they try to finish the Delandries first, and then that way they've got a lot of damage, but he's decided, no, I need to make sure I can survive. Let's pick up the makings of my Zhonya's. Let's get this Rylai's first. Now that he's picked up the Delandries, when they equalize the lands, it's going to hurt.
Definitely going to hurt. And the Tristana is still looking very big. Ziggs has gone for the same build as Orianna, the Rabadons, the Athenes and Holy Grail. Might be seeing a Void Staff come through. Orianna already built that, of course, with a huge kill count, 5 for 2. But the Orianna, I think, is playing. Xiaomane is playing amazingly. Just can't get into the right positioning to make an ultimate shockwave sort of happen. And
now that she has those Trinity of 3 items, Blind Turkey seems to be a bit caught out again, but they're not going to jump onto him. He is a bit too tanky. But now she's got those Trinity of items, the Rabadons, the Void Staff, and the Athenes and Holy Grail. It feels like a kickback to Season 3 when those are the 3 items you needed to make sure you have. She will have a massive amount of damage. If she can get a 3k elo ult, it's going to mean the world to Passionfruit.
Bill looking to engage here. Doesn't look like he's going to pop anything that's going to make him go in. Doesn't actually have the Righteous Glory. Opted for more of a safety for himself, going with the Warmogs. Teleport comes in from the Hecarim, who's looking for Ziggs. He comes around, trotting his stuff on Psyker. Misses it, though, and still does a lot of damage. Orianna hasn't used her ult just yet. The Ignite goes off. Psyker's probably going to die here. Yes, he does. And now we've turned it in the favor of Team Passionfruit, who are going to back out here. But Hecarim's teleport, really well precise.
He still hasn't used his ultimate yet. They still have a form of engage for the team fight. Very well done there by Hanoka. He was sitting there waiting for a good 20 seconds waiting for the moment when someone will be out of place. And the moment he saw Psyker out there, he went for it and pulled the trigger. This opens up the Baron attempt for them, but Krispy Kreme crew is not going to give it up without a fight.
Team Passionfruit looking to secure this Baron, like you said, but the Baron damage with the Equalizer is probably going to stack up. The Hecarim is in amongst it, but he's got 4 members on his tail. Beautiful Shockwave, though, has just turned this tide of the battle. Now that's got me awake, ladies and gentlemen. A double kill for the Orianna. What a beautiful Shockwave. That's going to get the Baron. Make sure no one dies. Blind Turkey can't steal this. The Shockwave was fantastic. Xiaoman's going to get another kill, and that Orianna deserves the title of Good Orianna.
It definitely does deserve the title of Good Orianna. That was very well played. I thought that he'd actually gone through and maybe even a bit too much for Honoka. He had walked in, he sort of strolled into the fight thinking, okay, no worries, we can actually do this, that's fine. He was going down fast. Then next thing I know, out of the blue, he manages to get a good sustain off. There goes the trigger by Xiaoman, decimates the team for him, and they've picked up the Baron. This team were basically putting Passionfruit back in the driver's seat.
That was amazing. I cannot get over how well placed that Shockwave was, how well timed. He could have used it on Psyker when he got taken out earlier. He may have not had it for the Baron, but he decided to use it for a crucial Baron fight. Now that Team Passionfruit have Baron, they're back in the driver's seat. They're back where they want to be. And Krispy Kreme crew, against all odds, they're actually falling behind now.
And now that that's happening for Team Passionfruit, they have the tools they need to really break the base. Their main form of siege is Orianna. They do have a couple barrel rolls coming through from Gragas, but he's not built for that. He's built for utility. So even though he's really tanky, his barrel rolls won't be doing too much. Now that they've got this, but they've caught Jim Hammerdale.
Oh my god, beautiful positioning. The flash comes through. Jim Hammerdale's going to get cleaved down, and this rotation from Team Passionfruit, it's like a totally different team from 5 minutes ago.
They've really picked up the momentum and they're rolling with it. And meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Kalista is pushing on down, and now they have the advantage of that. Jim Hammerdale is down. They can push it. This should be an easy turret for them to get because they have got those empowered minions. The wave clear from Krispy Kreme crew is huge, though.
The damage on the turret's going to be enough. Xiaoman is not that tanky just yet, but he's looking for Bill. Honoka misses the bouncing bomb, and it looks like they might rotate down to this Dragon. Up in 1 minute 15. Kalista picks up the bottom turret. Getting really impressed with Team Passionfruit, their ability to turn this game around. Honoka takes a pulverized combination. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter in that situation. They're too tanky now, and with those minions, with that Baron, they have the stats they need to really sit there and take anything that they can throw at him. Honoka's sitting there trying to fight Bills. There seems to be some fights happening in the bottom lane. When will this fight break out? It doesn't matter. There's a lot of engage. They have started it. There goes the bomb.
There's the 6th bomb. Unable to kill all the minions right now. Katori's the one that gets pulverized. Maybe he shouldn't have been the one. Equalizer in beautiful positioning. The Shockwave on the backline there. Katori goes through with a body slam. Xiaoman using the shield. Rainy trying to get out of this one, but the Arctic Assault follows him. Rend makes tiny work of that big Sejuani. All 5 members still alive. Tanking it is the Nautilus. The Baron buff is still up. The minion's going to help him out a lot. Blind Turkey comes in with a pulverize. The Zig's looking for a kill. It's so intense here, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking for the fight back, but the inhibitor is probably going to go down here. There is no equalizer from the Rumble. They're going to back out of this one, and no one going to get caught except for the Nautilus, who gets taken down in the process, but that's definitely worth.
Definitely worth for Team Passionfruit. Very well done there. Krispy Kreme threw everything they could at that team fight. The equalizer was well placed. The team fight was well done, but Team Passionfruit cut it back perfectly. They made sure they were able to avoid all the initial damage coming through from Krispy Kreme crew. But they're not done. They're chasing through. They don't want to give up this.
Don't chase the Orianna is what I'm going to say, because the Orianna chasing damage is huge. Blind Turkey took in a massive amount. That's the 4th Dragon for Krispy Kreme crew. Picked off up the bat as Team Passionfruit were going back. But look at the gold advantage now. This is crazy. 7K in the lead is Team Passionfruit. They've got 6 turrets to 4. They don't have the Dragon stats to go with it, but they don't really need it at this stage.
At this stage, you're correct. They don't really need it. And now that it's down, there's a 5-minute window for them to really go through and continue to push that base down of Krispy Kreme crew. The next dragon is going to be huge. Team Passionfruit cannot let them have it.
No.
They're trying to catch Blind Turkey. They do.
They do, in fact, in the Rampage combined there. Doesn't look like Hecarim wants to use his ult just yet. Bill's in there with the Arctic Assault. Righteous Glory gets popped. They now turn their attention to Bill, who combines that with the Equalizer. The Shockwave is used on Bill. Nautilus re-engaging that very quickly. The Hecarim is with the rest of his team. Case Bull, isn't this a bit of a turnaround as Rainy uses the Fate's Call. Blind Turkey gets him a double kill. The Flash comes in with a depth charge from Psyker, waiting to use his bouncing bomb, doesn't get to. A triple kill comes through. The Rumble is still amongst it. Katori is making short work of any CC he has to offer. He takes some turret hits. He doesn't care at this stage, and a 3-for-0 trade. Team Passionfruit, they're a totally different team.
It's amazing what that one team fight can really do for you there and what a Baron can do. But whoa, that damage was real by Jim Hendo. He was deleted.
Orianna just got shut down so quickly, but this could be enough to end the game. Katori's taking so much damage. The Rend is going to destroy him. There's the Nexus plain and open. They're looking to end this right now, ladies and gentlemen. Bill trying to take this up. Chowman trying to add some damage, but Callista kites around it. Team Passionfruit. What an exhilarating display. I can't get over how huge they were at the end of that game. Didn't see it coming. That Baron turned the tides of the game.
They took that Baron and they ran with it. The momentum for them was huge. And then on top of that, Blind Turkey was continuously getting caught out, and he couldn't just keep doing that and having Krispy Kreme crew sort it out for him. Sure, it worked out for them with Spoil in that situation, but then at that point, Team Passionfruit were the ones in control. You can't get caught out again.
Hecarim's what I want to mention there. In the top lane there, Jim Hambadell had no chance in the early game. The mid-game stage looked a bit better for him, but the Hecarim rampaged through him. There was no hope in the end. With that Hecarim, he just ran through the team composition, took a lot of the damage. Of course, he wasn't as tanky as he thought he was, but that didn't matter because in the middle, Xiaomane used his Shockwave perfectly. The Orianna turned things around, and of course, Katori on the Gragas helped with that with his amazingly timed body slams. Krispy Kreme crew looked very strong, and of course, you got to give credit to them for churning that around in the middle, but towards that end game, we only went to 37 minutes. It just looked so strong for Team Passionfruit.
Yeah, Team Passionfruit really took control and managed with. That was the team-winning fight. That Shockwave thrown in onto Honoko after he ran to a fight. I thought he'd gone too far. No, he had not. He had the support.
That was it with the Baron buff. That's how they turned it around, and it's amazing. I don't think games can get any better, but it's proved me wrong in the past. I think I've said this about 6 times, that the games can't get any better. But the level of play here in ACL's open ladder has just been so fantastic. It's 1-1 now. Of course, Team Passionfruit have evened out the score. Krispy Kreme crew probably not feeling as safe as they should have. We're going to go to a small break, and then we're going to come to the decider, see who moves through to the grand final, see who has what it takes for ACL's open ladder.